Hello, Marcus Boston. In today's quick educational video, we're going to stay with the traumatic brain injury, HIE, hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, but I want to talk a little bit more on follow-up from a video that I did a couple of days ago in which I discussed holistic birthing plans and some of the things that parents and families should be on the lookout for if they are trying to decide whether a holistic plan is right for them. And in that discussion offline, there were some questions specifically that asked about that issue of standard of care. And what do I mean by standard of care, especially in that context of if things occur during labor and delivery or during the birthing process that you were not expecting. And in other words, we're talking about whether if that result isn't what you expected, is that always going to mean medical malpractice? And so some of the comments dealt with, well, you know, this had to be malpractice or something had to have went wrong. And I want to help you understand when I'm talking about standard of care, specifically when we're discussing a state like Maryland, you've got to look at it like this. Standard of care is what would a reasonable and prudent doctor or medical professional do under the same set of circumstances or facts. That is very important to understand. It's what would a reasonable and prudent doctor or medical professional, what would they do under your factual situation? And so remember, when we're talking about standard of care, it doesn't matter what I think as the lawyer, because I'm not a doctor or I'm not that type of expert, or even you as a parent. It's not going to be what you think. It's going to be what is acceptable or what is the standard for a medical professional. What would a reasonable and prudent medical professional do under those circumstances? And remember, this person has to be qualified as an expert. So I just want to make sure that you understand this standard of care issue, because it is extremely important when we are dealing with these types of cases. It's not enough for me as the lawyer to think one thing, or you as the parent or the family member to think one thing. It is standard of care. What does this expert who's qualified to give that opinion as to the standard of care? And in general, this is going to be another medical doctor or medical professional to be able to give that opinion. All right, so I know I discussed a lot in this video today, and maybe you're here because your baby has suffered the traumatic brain injury, HIE, hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, and maybe you had some things occur during labor and delivery that you just don't understand, or you're trying to figure out, was the hospital, the doctors and nurses, were they the cause of the injury? If you have that going on, what I invite you to do is to go ahead and pick up the phone and call me. There's a telephone number down below on the screen, and you can call us at that number. Just let my secretary know that you would like to get on our calendar and you would like to discuss your baby's situation with us. Remember, it costs absolutely nothing to talk with us about your baby story. One more thing before I go. I practice law here in the state of Maryland, and I know sometimes that because this video is on the internet, on social media, and on some of these other sites, that we will get individuals who will contact us and they're not in Maryland. Understand that if you do that we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel. In other words, an attorney in your state. And that's something we can work and help you with, but I just want to make sure that you understand that local counsel or that co-counsel aspect of things if you're not here in Maryland. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law at Boston Law Group, LLC, here in the state of Maryland. Now, I'll talk with you next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.